What's going on, beautiful people? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, in light of me criticizing Ja Morant for wanting to be King Von Jr. or wanting to be Kane Tahada or Tariq St. Patrick, it was not a lot of pushback. It was some pushback I saw from certain individuals, whether it was pushback from me saying stuff on social media or even in comment sections of my old video that I had concerning Ja Morant, right? I heard certain things like, he's young, he's a kid, he's gonna make mistakes. It comes with the territory. He's young. Young kids do things like that. He's young. He's gonna do some things that give him a break. He's young. I even saw people saying this when other people criticized Ja Morant on social media, right? I want to caution a lot of you all, Ja Morant in particular, but a lot of you all who are being enablers to his behavior. You got to remind that young brother that violence doesn't know age. So while he's out here trying to perpetuate the image of a street dude, he can possibly be met with violence, terrible violence, right? And violence don't know age, like I said before. When a person's acting street, violence is not like, oh my God, he's only 21, he's only 22, he's only 23. That ain't how life works. Not at all, especially when the violence is coming from an ignorant offender. When it's coming from an ignorant offender. Violence don't know no age. Ain't nobody gonna sit and say, oh my God, he's only 22, 23. In a lot of these offenders, in a lot of these offenders' mind, Ja Morant is now a grown man. He's older than 18 years old. So he should know better than to be out here trying to perpetuate the image of Nino Brown or goddamn, I don't know, Avon Barksdale. Relax, brother. And you have to correct young men at this age. If you don't, I promise you it'll get worse as the years continue. And you'll just be sitting looking crazy as an enabler while the brother's career hangs in the balance or is in jeopardy. He's the face of a multi-million-dollar franchise. Why does he want to be a street dude so bad? And I've talked about how young black men, a lot of our brothers, when they get famous and when they get notoriety, they feel like the only way to get accepted is to have a street persona, a street aura around them. That has to cease. Especially when he has his father sitting right there, right next to him. Because you know what that does? It makes us talk about his father crazy. It makes his father look bad because we looking like, hold on. Your father's sitting right there on the sidelines with you every single day at the games, cheering you on, right? He's there riding with you, advocating with you, and he see you acting a fool, right? He hears about you acting an ass on social media, trying to be a thug, trying to be a street dude, and you still keeping it up. Is your father not reprimanding you? Is your father not checking you? Is your father not telling you right from wrong? Is your father not having certain conversations with you about how you need to be conducting yourself? Because no matter if he's the breadwinner or not, that's that man's father, and he should be checking him. And this behavior, it's a pattern. It's been going on for a long time. So it got us looking at T. Morant like, damn, T, are you Ja's homeboy or his father? Because I told y'all before, my father's 67 years old. Let me been out here acting like Ja Morant. My daddy slapping the shit out of me and saying, well, what the hell is wrong with you? I didn't raise you like that. Why you want to be something you're not, right? And you have to correct these young men when they're young. You let it go on, I promise you it'll turn into some of the worst stuff you ever seen in your life. Next thing, he gonna be having guns in the arena. Next thing you know, he gonna be riding in the whip with dudes with a whole bunch of guns, throwing up gang signs. It's gonna get worse. He gonna be shaking up at the games on a regular next time. Threatening people on camera next if you don't check it. So all that he's young. Cut it out, because if I was the same age as Ja Morant doing that, y'all would, if it was a lesser known player who wasn't as popular, who wasn't as good, who wasn't the face of a franchise, y'all would be calling that young brother stupid, silly, foolish. Ja's acting foolish right now. He has to be checked. If you let it ride, if you let it slide, you know what can happen, man? Again, I promise y'all, man. I said it right now. I said it before earlier in this video. Violence doesn't know age. Once you hit 18, people looking like this is a grown man. He acting out. You show out, you're going to get woe out. That's how people in woe out might mean something completely different than what, we want it to mean. I'm not wishing any foul play on the brother or any wrong, but certain actions need correction. Don't excuse it as people being young, because I wasn't doing that at 20-some years old. And you can say, well, you didn't have the money. Listen, the way I was raised, the environment I came from, I knew what the consequences of trying to perpetuate their lifestyle, of trying to come across like that. I knew the consequences of those actions. And I didn't want to be a victim. I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to fall into some bullshit that I could never get out of. And y'all want people to be lax on Ja. No, that's not how you correct a young man's behavior. That's not how you get him to change course. Sitting and letting it ride and giving him every excuse in the book. No, brother, be better than that. Don't be silly. Don't be foolish. Rise to the occasion. Elevate above nonsense after you've elevated out of certain circumstances into riches. After you've elevated into prosperity. Brother, you can't be acting like that, bro. Come on, man. Like, and it's okay for people to check him. Oh, he young, he young. If that was me, y'all would say I'm stupid, I'm dumb. How could I mess up my bag like that? How could I mess up my family and children's future? But with Ja, oh, he young, and man, he just because, and I put the picture up of his family picture in my previous video, right? And I saw that image circulating on Facebook, and people like, well, just because that don't mean he's soft because he had a family picture. No, it's the difference between trying to show people you're not soft and trying to show people you're like you King Von. Trying to act like you just the biggest goon alive. Ja ain't trying to check people and let people know he ain't soft. I know the difference between that energy. Ja's out here trying to act like he's top goon, like he Avon Barksdale or goddamn Larry Hoover or something. He want to be in that ilk. I don't know. He want to be like it's crazy. It is ridiculous. So me as a man, I'm 30 years old now. Just turned 30 last month. I have 2 children of my own. I have little cousins, right? I have a little brother. I gotta make sure, like, no, I would correct them. Ain't no he young, ha ha ha, because somebody in the street ain't gonna think it's funny. It could end up doing something to them that would crush my heart and crush my spirit, right? And I don't want nobody wanting to have a job. He gotta fix that, man. Because they flashing the beam allegedly they flashing the beam at the Pacers traveling staff or whatever and all that. Are y'all for real? Because what if y'all flashing at a street dude or something and gunfire come back after that? Then what? Ja get into some stuff. He get into some stuff. He get into a situation. His name is attached to that. Then his career is dwindling, hanging in the balance. Or he gets himself in a situation where, man, it's life or death, and you don't never want to be in a situation like that. Or he getting locked up, something crazy. Ain't nothing wrong with checking folks when they doing silly stuff. Oh, like he young. Oh, cut it out. That's why the young boys in the streets being crash dummies. Because y'all casting it off as he young. All that, man, listen. Law enforcement don't care if you young when you're 18. Violence doesn't care if the offender does not care that you're young. I remember this, bro. I swear to God, I said if you 18 and older, people look at you as grown. I remember when I was in Chicago, Illinois, right? And some young boys was out here on some bullshit, trying to mess with folks. I'm 13 years old, 7th grade, end of the school year. Some boys is following me, trying to get on there with me, just trying to pick with me because they want something to do and want to, they look gang members, right? Trying to find somebody to mess with, right? So they see me. They come and approach me. They ask me how old I was. I told them 12. Now just remember y'all, I was really 13 years old. I told them 12 because the teen at the end of my name was older. That could have been, in my eyes, some of them was looking at me like I'm old enough to get my ass whooped if I got that teen at the end of my name. So I told them 12. So I say that to say, y'all say he young. I said if you 18. I just told y'all a story about me having a lie about being 13. I had to tell him I was 12. Ja 22, 23 years old. Ain't nobody playing with him out here. And it's some people that don't care that you Ja Morant, especially if you disrespect them in a way where they feel like, hold on, you trying to pull my card, you trying to punk me? Or I got to embarrass you and I got to do it in a way where you never forget who I am, where my reputation is salvaged. If we have a confrontation and you have the best of me when it comes to words, I got to do something heinous to you so that my reputation is salvaged. Look what happened to Tupac Shakur. when he stumped out Orlando. Look what happened. That dude probably was like, hold on, allegedly, again. He probably like, oh, I can't let the rapping dude stump me out like that. I can't let him do that to me. Because everybody going to pick with me that I let the rapper dude that was in performing arts schools do that to me. I can't let the celebrity do that. That's in performing arts school, the rapper that went to... No. So he went to the most heinous act possible, allegedly. The people around him or whoever, that most heinous act possible followed that around Tupac Shakur after that happened. Because he's like, hold on. I can't let that happen. I can't be embarrassed like this. So again, somebody may look at Ja, say something to them. Ja might get the better of them when it comes to words or something like that. And somebody be like, hold on, okay, I want to up the ante. Then what? Listen, man, it ain't nothing wrong with correcting that young brother and telling them, oh no, you got to tighten up. You got to do things differently, man. We didn't see these stories like that happen in sports before. Young boys' lives go down the drain. Young men's lives go down the drain. And then they don't create generational wealth for their family because they didn't spend the bread that they didn't made early in their early career. Because the young career, they only made a certain amount of money, not all they could ever generate. They mess up the bag. Come on, man. Like, ain't no, he young, he all that dismissive stuff. That's how young boys become hooligans. Be running the streets like demons because everybody was absolving them of the bullshit they was doing when they was younger instead of checking them and say, hell no, fix that. No, that's not okay. That's not acceptable. Come on, man. Somebody should have been fixing that so it could be curbed by now. T. Morant got to get on Demetrius Morant. I got to call Ja. Ja named Demetrius. Yeah, T. I don't know if T is big Demetrius. I don't know, or whatever the name. Demetrius. Hey, Demetrius Morant, you got to get Demetrius, get your life in order now. Come on now. And there's nothing wrong with people telling him to do so. Oh, listen, he just a kid. He just trying to show he ain't soft. Nah, ain't no trying to show he ain't soft. He wanna be big folks now. And if you from Memphis, Tennessee, or Chicago, or you got a population where the folks be at, you know what I'm talking about when I say big folks. He wanna be big folks. Especially because he in Memphis, he feel like he gotta be the toughest dude around. Because he be around with Moneybag Yo and Yo Gotti them and Key Glock them or whatever. I don't know. He feel like he gotta be one of them. Like, bro, relax. You're a hooper, you're an athlete, chill out. You don't see LeBron James trying to be top goon #1, and he was the most hyped dude in high school coming out around. He didn't try to be something he wasn't. He wasn't trying to be super thug #1. None of that. A lot of these brothers come from impoverished areas and harsh conditions and street areas, street neighborhoods, wild, reckless neighborhoods, wild hoods. And they don't be out here trying to come and wear that on their shoulder, on their sleeve, and try to act like they super top goon. Ja got to knock it off. And there's nothing wrong with people telling him to stop. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.